Hey everyone, with you Elena Litvinova, and in this okay. Hey everyone, with you Elena Litvinova, and in this video we will continue layout Cosmos, and this is fourth part. So, what we will study in this video? Let's go to the example and look at, because when we look at, we can understand much better what will we do. Okay, first of all, we a little bit fixed previous layouts. So we have first screen, and there I added additional CSS gradient. In this video we will work with gradients as well, so to study how to generate them on clean CSS and things around it. We will work a lot with gradients in this video. So in previous part we finished model windows, so which work amazingly. And how you can see different titles. And in this video we will develop a new section which is roadmap, and it will be animated section. So if you go through this layout you can see such amazing image list, and when we click we have animations here, so it looks like that. Just look at it, you see. And sometimes depend on image we have different theme, so pink or blue one, blue with green, yes. And this we will develop in this lesson. We will use React, TypeScript and NextJS as a builder for website. And we will not use images and things around it, so everything what we'll create in this video made with clean CSS, with gradients and clean animations, so without any additional library. We will use only ReactJS and animations with ReactJS without additional library, so we will do everything by our own. I exactly know that this video will be very helpful, interesting and very cool. Just look at again on the shape of this item. This is CSS, and we will study how to do these shapes as well. So, but before, of course, not forget to subscribe on this channel, press bell icon and go! Let's start to develop our layout. First of all, we need to download what we have in the previous version. Everything is opened on GitHub space, so you can just download it. And I do the same. First of all, what we need. I already have the code prepared before, so I will use it for better concentration on explanation, not on things which we are doing, right? And we go here and develop. Let's no, let's go in another folder. Okay, cool. So git clone this layout. We have here different branches, and if you want you already can open animated list and look how everything done, and go with me through this video with explanation why things done exactly like that. Also, in the end of this video I created for you a homework, so you will be able to try and to develop things with me, of course based on previous lessons, so the things which we already done in previous lesson, and it will be like a practice which you should do. Okay, but firstly we clone the repo, and let's go into this repo. You can clone it whatever or where you want. First we should do npm install, and later we finished our previous lesson on model window, so I switch on model window, and let's look what we have on current layout. And if I start, okay, it was start on 3001 port, 3001, and okay, first of all we have just only two screens, and I fixed first image a little bit, so I removed here white line. It was like a small defect, and here we also have our model window, so everything what was made in previous three parts, so you can watch if you haven't yet. And first of all, we start our explanation from gradients and how I work with gradients in the CSS, right, in our web world. And I work with this site, colorzilla.com. This is my favorite website from I think a lot of time ago, when I started to work firstly with CSS3 version, where was introduction gradients and how we can work with them. Actually, it was introduced early, so this website is quite old, and early you was able here to copy material for even Internet Explorer 6, how to create a gradient there with filters. Here we will not go through such an old browser, but thank you for us, everything around Internet Explorer already deprecated, even with 11 and 10. But yeah, this is my favorite site, and before preparation this video, and I started to look for maybe something newer, better, and things like that. The reason I haven't found any better material for the gradient, and I will explain you why. Here we have a lot of different examples. It's very good manipulation with gradients. You can put a lot of settings. You can add a lot of different colors and play with them, with opacity as well. You can easily to add more difficult gradient and opacity things here. And because of it, I think this is one of the best generator. And with gradients, I think it's easily to work with generators, because we not often work with our gradients on the website, and usually it can be quite a lot of colors and things around it, and you just see the picture, and after it you just start setup. Yes, you have first explanation. Okay, what firstly I want to do? Firstly, I want to add here a special block which adds some smoke here, so to somehow make this first screen a little bit more alive. And I decided to add additional things. So if we open here documents, Cosmos layout, which we just copied, and we should go into the pages and our section. So currently we have just two sections. And first of all, let's go into the, let's go into the styles and think about main. So we have here before pseudo element. We can use them for additional things like additional gradients. And what we can do here, I already have prepared the code, so we can have here a linear gradient from pink to transparent, and let's try to think how to do it easily, how to do it here. So I remove all not needed things. And first of all, we have this color which is pink, and I just need to put it here. It can be just this this suggestion, or 230 to 8 to 230 to 8 and 2 to 4, right? And I need to go it into the transparent. Here we can pass 0, but basically it looks quite good. I was thinking that it will go in something blue, you know, somewhere here, but not looks like that. Anyway, I think that I just copy and put it here. Okay, and later I just need to do vertical gradient and make it like that. Let's look what we have. And currently we have gradient like that, so from the color to the transparent. And if we want to do it another way, we can do it like that, from color to transparent. And I think it looks a little bit better, so I like it. And if you like it too, you also try to do that. For pseudo elements, it's very important to use content with height, position absolute, and I just put it to the bottom. It's very important that each section had position relative. Unfortunately, I not seen it here, but it should be. If to be honest, it should be position relative, and it's just interesting where it's set up. Oh wow, it wasn't set up. Okay, cool. Let's do think right like that, position relative, and look at what we will have. Yeah, and currently it works right, you see? We need position relative for setup our layout, right? Okay, cool. And let's start from the second screen and to from the third screen and implement it. Okay, cool. What we have here, next section which we have, it's like also you see the second screen like became a transparent in the third section. And also how we can see there is a gradient here. So here we have additional color, here we have a little bit darker, yes, here we have something pink. And if we try to look at this layout and remove all noise, I mean everything which on the top, we can see that there are a lot of different things like, you know, radial gradient put here. Here we also have, by the way, okay, if we go here, you see, it is also like a radial gradient. Yeah, and if we go here, the same. So it looks like there are a lot of different spots on the layout with the base, I think almost here it's also, you see, the gradient like that. And with additional gradients on this layout, I decided to make it a little bit easier, so not to add a lot of additional elements, not add additional noise, but at the same time to make it as better as it possible. And let's try do that. So first of all, let's add additional section, and new section will be called as animated section. Section animated. I think I call it the same way here. Just give me small seconds to check. Yeah, animation. We add that just this additional section, and next one we need go into the our home model as CSS, and here a little bit work here. So we have main section, earth section, both sections. And the next section will be animation. And here what we will have, min height 100 VH, so we have height by viewport. Additional height, for example, if the content larger than viewport, we have auto for our height, because here we set it quite strong, 100 VH. We have position relative as well. Basically, I think we can remove it because we set up it here. And how you see, we have section here, 2 classes on 1 element. And later we have background, a linear gradient. And here I decided to make a gradient with three colors. So first one, it's more dark, like gray, blue, dark. Last one, it's also a little bit darker, and last one, something with a pink. And let's look what we have now. If we open our browser, we see a new layout with a gradient like that. And I decided that this looks quite the same. I mean, if not be very perfectionist here, it looks quite the same. About this yellow background, maybe we will think later in the next video. And okay, what is about this effect like here, you know, like transparent? I decided to use the same effect which I used here, and very easy. Also pseudo element before. Basically here we could use pseudo element auto just because it's at the end of the layout, so before. It's something before layout, after the layout. And okay, let's add it here. So before, content with also 100%. I decided to set up height here 150 pixels, position absolute, z-index, so to make it upper, and push it on top minus 150 pixels, because each block had position relative, so top will be 0, and background linear gradient with all needed. I'm not sure that I need exactly several images. I think that I just can use it like that. Okay. So the same background from 1 opacity to 0 and linear gradient, and left 0, so to put this block. And we have currently this block. If we open our editor and study it here, so we have 150 pixels and minus 150 on the top. So we created our section with the background which we wanted. Yes. Next one, what we need to start, it's develop the title. So we have next section title, roadmap, and animated list. The homework will be about this additional decoration for the list, which I did here. You will need to repeat it here. Let's start from the title next. So here we have something like very interesting, right? So we have a gradient title and we have border at the bottom. It looks like really art border. And here if you look at, we have also title, but border a little bit different, so just switched from the previous, but there are some difference with this length, right? If we go later, so we have again element and the border after this title, right? It's basically the same. So how we can see the text changes, the border not, right? And also we have additional element like that. And my idea to create a component art title for all these titles with different settings. And let's try do that. So we go into the section and we create art title. Let's go here into the section and we create art title. We should to import this art title. Before I already had this component, but I found that I never use it. So maybe I created it in the previous lessons and remove it later. So because I found that this component wasn't used, I just decided to fix it as I needed. And let's try to look at what we will have here. So I just create React component again, React class name styles. And here we have h3 and we have our title like that. So we have type here up and down, children, class name with string, and here we will have children as well. So how we should to develop this title? We have gradiented title and border. And I decided to do it with additional span element. And here to have like a title text. This is just only because we have some space here. And I was thinking how to make a border. Before we already tried to draw different ways, or how it's called, different paths with polygons on CSS. But how we can draw in the HTML CSS? We can use canvas, but it wasn't very good way, so it's need maybe to scale it, and yeah, a little bit difficult. We can use polygons as well, but how you remember when we create polygons for the border like it, we needed really a lot of dots and calculations. And we also can use SVG. I decided just used SVG and put it into HTML because I decided it's basically the same space of HTML like from the CSS. And how to use the HTML? Very easy, or SVG, sorry. We just need to highlight it and export as an SVG, open and VS Code and copy this into the React. And because we have different types of our border, down or top or up, I decided it put under the down tag. So, and here I just copy paste SVG, edit additional titles. Here will be border and just add fix some properties like stop color and things around it. Because on React we have camel case, in the real world we have with dashes, our explanation. So, and that's it. So everything is easy, very easy. We can use it here with our title. Let's check what we have now. And we have our title with this line. Of course, we need to add some styles here, and let's do that. We go at our title, remove previous styles and add new one. So first of all, text align right, display inline block. I also found that when you try to make a gradient title, so if you have its block on 100%, the gradient will also go through 100%. So because of it inline block, we have font here and we have text transform uppercase. Also we have text and border inside. Text is background image with linear gradient from yellow to pink. We have background clip, text and color transport. These three properties make for us gradient text. Later we have display inline block, we have padding right 10 pixels a little bit and like height 1. So because I haven't seen that we have somewhere double title, of course it depends on and it need be checked, but when you try to develop an art layout, sometimes you need to make it very pixel perfect and suggests that content already prepared the right way. So here with 10 pixels like that. And for border we have position relative, so I just needed to up it a little bit on 2 pixels, and so make it very tidy way. I decided to use this life hack with position relative and top minus 2 pixels, and it make really cool movement and without touching anything. Sometimes not always margin can work, a negative margin, or padding of course doesn't work with negative spaces. And if you really need to make negative everywhere, you can use this life hack, but be very tidy, because in that case the element again on the same space, like the space for the element will be on the same space, and you just move it somewhere. Layout, the painting of layout doesn't change. I don't know, understood you me or not, but maybe if you continue to study, one day you will understand this. Okay, and later what we need to do in our art title, so put it right way. I decided just add additional tag bear Europe, and we see this. Okay, we finish with our art title. It works very cool. In next videos we continue with other titles, so I will not be prepare it right now. We will fix this component later. Our next title which we need to do, it's roadmap title with icon inside. And if we go through our titles of our layouts, we can see that sometimes we have this size, and this size. And I decided to just improve the main title and add additional type, which is small. Okay, let's go and look how I did it. For the icon, we can see here we also have icon with 2 arrows between 2 words. I decided just use SVG as well, and not thinking a lot how to make it easily and etc. And let's try. So we go into our layout and add additional title here with size small. And here we have wrote our text SVG icon with margin right a little bit, because margin left we already had there. I put it margin right, and map, last word. And let's look what we already have here. Not very cool looks. Let's to fix it in our title. So go here. First of all, we need add additional property which is small here. Here we have dependency in styles through the title, small, and just a little bit fixes here. And if we go here, we need and we have font size 3.8, text align left, and letter spacing 1 VW. And we have things like that. You see? Amazing. Just wrote 2 arrows and map. Okay, go next. So we created already pre-title, a main title, and maybe I suggest to add a little bit spaces because it not looks like so close. Because of add, I added here classes. Oh, sorry, I needed to add into the title class name string, and here also class name. And here I just do things like that. Yeah, and we add here additional class name which we will subscribe here. And let's try do that. Go. We have art title there and small title, and I just added a little bit space after with em So it's flexible units for CSS, so they will be scale very good way. If you change, for example, title size, it will be scale the same, like good. Okay, cool. Continue. We add additional spaces. Next, what we will need to do, it's animated list. So to create layout for this list, add animated images. So before, when you start to work with these layouts, we have a lot of images for different items, right? And we need prepare material for that. So prepare our images. And let's try do that. So if we go here, our title, pages, and we prepare images somewhere. So I decided to put them into the public folder. I already did everything. I edited animated menu, called it. And here just several PNG which I already tried to optimize, cut everything as it needed. So just needed part, because if you look here in this layout, you can see that the whole image here presented. I just saved everything what I need in PNG format, of course. Better these images do not in PNG format, better JPEG to use. It will be better for performance. JPEG format for images with noises, we have here a lot of noises and gradients, is better usually by size, and here it's quite large size, to be honest. For different pictures I tried to optimize it as better as I could, but unfortunately I had just these things. And what we need, so we prepare images, so save it here. And this is only one thing where we will use images. Everything else will be just CSS. And let's go. So I decided to create additional section here, which is just animated list. And let's look how it do. So we create additional component, animated list, animated menu, and everything what we will have there. So animated menu we will do here. So index TS6, styles module as CSS, and yeah, that's it. And here we just need to create a first layout for our React component, and it will look like that. If we go here, we can have like this animated menu, props, and yeah, and we can say here firstly return just div div animated list menu, sorry, animated menu. And of course not forget our properties. By default it's cool to add class name, so use it later. And here we try to use this, hop, and that's it, right? Save. And if we open, we can see animated menu here. So let's start from develop our animated menu. First of all, we have a lot of data here, like title, number, title, text, and image. And I decided just create additional array of items for that with the content. And I decided to put it in the animated menu, but if we create independent components, it's better to add it as props. But because this layout which we do, it's quite art, and I decided just to clean layout a little bit outside. And okay, let's try do here like that. So the data, we need to create an interface with ID, title, text, image, URL, and also create items. So 5 items. So we have first, second, third, 4, and 5, 1. And here we have item array, right? So by the interface. Text is not required because in the last menu we don't have text because I put question mark there. And that's it. So we have data. Next one, what we need to do is to work with our data. And we have here different list, and we have here different images, and they are quite separate. So images looks like on the background layout, and list looks like just list with, I don't know, like 30% from the viewport or 25. And I decided to create a couple of lists. So first of all, let's create a wrapper, fragment. And inside of it, we will have firstly our menu. Here I put it class name as well. Of course, let's not forget some additional things here. Import, we will use state later because I left it, and class name. And styles we import just. We created, we import. Animated menu. Inside of it, we go through all items which we have, and what we have here. So we go through all items, and we have a div element here. We have keys. We have class name here. I just hide for a while. I will explain it later. So we have list of items, and inside of this list we have our elements. Now we need a container animated menu. Inside of it we need content. So for this art shape, and inside of it we have span, h4, and paragraph, and span as menu decorated. I haven't did it yet. It will be your homework, but okay, anyway. So we have container here, and here we just put all elements which we have here. This is our first HTML, and second one, it's with images. So when we loop all our images in the container, so we have images and we go through all of them and save it like that. So hope. Here I also hide for a while. I'll explain it later, but before, let's try to create a styles for this. So I close everything else. We can look at what we have here. So we have an error. Let's try to fix it. Style, okay, sorry, it's different naming. And okay, different naming. And here we have our roadmap. And okay, let's style it. First of all, from what we should start, right? We have animated menu, and we have images with which we are manipulate. For animated menu, we firstly need to add position relative and that index, because I decided to work with animated images like with a position absolute and push it onto the large layout, so 100, 100. And we have animated images with position absolute, top, left, right, bottom, and that index 1. So we have menu on top, images on bottom, and we just make them on 100% of this layout. We put, remember, in the section we put position relative, and inside of it, each item we will have position absolute, also top, left, right, bottom. And here we have some playground with background image, because here for images we use background image URL. For all of them, opacity 0, transition in the CSS, and when we go into the active, we create opacity 1. Here could be a good part with the performance. Usually when you have a slide gallery, we have performance explanation. So a slide swipe gallery, we prepare images which we will show next, but because on this list we can click on any element, we need to prepare all of them to make sure that our elements very cool opacity transition, and because of it we just work with opacity, and it means that we show all pictures in the browser, we download all of them, and later we have very cool animation without any delays that we need download image and etc. And yeah, and this is about images. Let's check, and we see nothing here. Why? Because we basically not show any of them in our HTML. Here let's introduce state changes. So we have active item, set active item, we have use state which we use, and also what we have inside of it, we can manipulate with our element here. So add additional class. If it's active item is equal index, we add additional class here. And also there is additional point here. If active item is equal 0, we have additional theme here, which is pink. And when we click on the element, we set a new active index. And here we also add additional class which is active to the item when depend on index. And when it's active, we say that opacity 0, so we show our image. And let's check that everything works. How you can see the image which is on the right side, 80% from height, and when we click, you see it's already works. Currently we need just to work with these layouts and make it right way. We already have all needed styles here, classes, so go into our styles. First of all, we need to work with item here. And we have position relative with 35% from viewport. We have padding outside. We have margin bottom, cursor pointer, and also transition transform, because when we click on active element, it will scale at the end. And also we have next thing. Let's check just save. We have the list like that. You see the image already became larger because we have quite large list. We need to add styles for each of these elements. So you see, to add fonts, titles, and things around it. And we try do it like that. So hop, number, title, text. All classes I already set up here, so you can check them. And here we just work. I use ampersand just because this is CSS and I can use this. I use title, I use text, and content inside of it as well. Position relative we need for the content, because inside of it we will create auto pseudo element, but maybe we don't need, don't know, let's remove it. Okay, and how you see, we have everywhere very good thing. It looks quite the same. I haven't put here margin bottom, decided it's not needed, but maybe line height a little bit should to put, you know. Let's line height 1.2. Maybe I already put it here. No, I put it here, 1.2. Okay, let's maybe 1.4. Became a little bit more space. Okay, cool. So we prepared this thing. It's cursor pointer already. Next thing which we need to do, this art shape. I also prefer to make to work here with pseudo element. I decided to use auto one. Yes, and for pseudo element I use here, it will be position absolute, and for this case I need a content to put it upper than our after pseudo element and position relative that index 2. Here I have top, left, right, bottom block that index 0, transition, also transition here, but for the color I think, because we will change gradient. And for this shape I use polygon. We start from 0 to 0. Let's check 0 to 0, go like that, and it's actually quite easy to create. It's not difficult. We just start to draw. I explained here on the top several variables, so to use them, and we have top, 0, and just go through this layout drawing, right? And later, so we have display, that index, transition, clip path. We have background. By default I decided to set up this green background with ellipse gradient, so with radial gradient. For the glass effect I use background backdrop filter and that index. And after it I decided to use pink after. So we have so if we have pink, we have pink on all elements if this active item is 0. And here I just also add the same gradient but with pink layout. Yeah, and last one we just left, it's add additional styles for active element, but before let's check what we have now. So we have things like that, and if we change our layout change from pink to like a green one. Yeah, and everything else have green layout, just only first one have pink. Looks basically already finished. The last thing which we need to do is add active. When we have active item, some styles for that. And it will looks like that. So active color black firstly, because here we have black color opposite. Transform a little bit scale, so it not make change any layout, it just scale. Transform origin 0, 0 from this side, and after we change a little bit gradient for this polygon, after I put new background and I made it linear gradient from 45 degrees, so it will go under 45 degree, because it looks like from this side we start. It's not like a linear gradient, but I decided to do it like that. And for the first child, just for first child, and after if it's active, I added pink gradient. So if active element is first, we have a pink layout, pink backgrounds, and we reload it, and you see, hop, 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 and our layout is ready. It's very easy, very cool, and very awesome, you know? Just look at it. And animations works perfectly with transition on the CSS. This video already close to the end. We created this amazing layout. Now for the homework, I suggest you to develop this art menu, to develop by your own. So it's like a homework. I believe it will be very, very helpful. And if you will do, please send comments. I will check how it's good, not good. And of course, we have some elements here, so you can check on the previous videos how it was developed, this art menu, and so how you can implement this as well. So this video Okay, close to the end. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you that trying with me and try to study and develop your knowledges. Basically, I have experience in layout creation for 13 years, so for me it's very easy, everything to create around that. And I hope to share my knowledges with you and to make you as professional as I am. And okay, so of course not forget to subscribe on this channel, press bell icon, and see you in next videos. With you, Elena Litvinova.